what is a friend. And I can hear my good lady wife Kate, who's in the front, saying, "Why do you always have to complicate things, Noel?" At which point I say, "I'm a philosopher, that's my job." You realise very, very quickly that friends come in many, many forms, and there are many ways that people can stand by me, to use that phrase. And people can only do what they can do. And I suppose that's what's something that I've figured out very, very clearly, is that friendship then can come in many, many different forms. There are many friends in my local CrossFit gym, CrossFit Osman and Athy, big shout out to them, that arrived at my door with a rota of volunteers to drive me every day to Beaumont for the initial 6 weeks of radium and chemotherapy. That's kind of, well, it's kind of the heroic stuff you kind of expect of CrossFitters anyway. But and then an awful lot still to this day, in as I go over to that gym every day that I can, there's an awful lot of dark humour. And that's very good too. And I suppose kind of humour is one of those things that you have to grasp onto, however dark. There are those people who now barely mention my illness, but every time I meet them, I get the most amazing hugs. The hugs are now amazing. I suppose there's friends who I know love me so much that they can't talk about it. And I understand that now. I understand the person, the man in the street who I know who's a very good friend, who literally crosses the other side when he sees me coming and legs it. I understand that as an ultimate gesture of friendship and love now. There's Alice, who is an elderly friend of ours, who has never been able to mention my illness, but every time she meets me, she gently places her hand on the small of my back. No words have ever passed between us in relation to my illness. And then there is Kate, my lovely wife's very presence, which has made all of this somehow bearable. If you cannot see the friendship that is returned to you, you will not see the friend. And that's the risk, I suppose, is that we risk friendship all of the time. We love with the expectation, and it's a gentle expectation, a hope of love back. But if it's not seen, if it's not understood as love, that's the risk. But you love anyway. You are a friend anyway. You stand by someone anyway. All I can know is that I hope I have been a friend, and hope that I have been seen in the many acts of friendship, that I have been open to the many acts of friendship, that I have seen the friendship, the many ways that one could stand by me and how I could stand by the other. How ultimately will I ever know is another question. Whether I have been a friend or am a friend for the other, a friend to the other. And the truth is that it will only be when I have passed that the actual final statement is announced. Whether it is at my actual or symbolic graveside, someone will hopefully say, he was my friend. And I can have no say in that. The last full stop on the sentence of my life is only ever enacted by the other, by the friend. Death is a kind of a gift to the other, because you get to put the last dot. That is the great risk of friendship. The risk of friendship is that someone will put the last full stop on your life for you. They will have the last say. Was I a friend? Over to ye, my friends.